Hi guys, it's Carlos and
Mitch
at Ask the Team once again, and today we've got a fantastic question for Mitch. How do we select our foods when we go and sit down in a restaurant? What do we look for? What's the best options? And how to do it?
It's a good one. It's a good one. So my basic train of thought when I sit down at a restaurant, flicking through the menu, because of how I eat, I normally look for a lean meat first and foremost. A naturally occurred meat, chicken breast, more than mincemeat or more than a burger. So steak or a lean piece of chicken breast would be my first sort of spot on the menu. From there, I'd look at the carbohydrate source. Depending on what you're doing with your diet, you're either going to want clean carbs, fibrous, the brown, rices, the brown, pastas are going to be ideal. You don't get those very often in restaurants. It's always white, always processed. I personally like to keep my diet low carb, so I'd look for vegetables. I'd look for maybe a potato, jacket potato, obviously not your roast potatoes, chips, try and avoid, if again it's not a cheap meal. So carbohydrate source is under the belt, you've decided that, you've decided your lean meat, and then obviously you've got your sauces and your flavourings around that. Try and go for dry spices, as an example, fajita mix, chicken fajitas would be a really good spice, low calorie, boosts your metabolism, not very calorie dense. Try and avoid the sauces because they're full of sugar with regards to the red sauces, the brown sauce. Mayonnaise is obviously very high in fat. The food groups you don't really want to put together, if you can avoid, is fats and carbohydrates. You don't want those two together. A lean meat steak and some chicken is fine with a carbohydrate sauce as long as it's clean. You don't want to mix all three food groups. You always want your protein, you want a carbohydrate or a fat, never all three.
That's right.
If you go for a lean meat starter and leave your pudding, it's still sociable. You haven't got to make your excuses at the table, I'm on a diet or I'm watching what I'm eating. You can just simply say you're too full. Because I find the worst thing out for a meal is mention any sort of diets or calorie restrictions. The whole table wants to discuss it and it gets embarrassing. So I always have a starter, I have a big main. When it comes to pudding, I'll just say that I'm not hungry, I've had enough, I'm full. And obviously the accompanying drinks, I don't drink, as we discussed in sort of previous videos. I stick to a Diet Coke, water, and I try and stay away from fruit juice because as much as they're good and they're healthy, they're still full of sugar. So that would be me. What about you? Can you add to that?
Yeah, I think I think Mitch went into a lot of detail there and he answered more or less everything. I think the biggest thing for you guys is to get used to these sort of habits, and that will be fantastic when you go into a restaurant. Be mindful that obviously those are the kind of things you're looking for, because a lot of people tend to go into say places and think, oh, you know what, I can't be bothered, I just have what's in there. Sometimes obviously a lot of restaurants cater more than what they've got on the menu, and even if you ask, you can say, listen, can I just have some fish with some vegetables? They will do it for you. It might not be exactly on the menu, I know it's some don't, but a lot of good restaurants do. If you do ask them, they will do it for you. So obviously just ask the question and just go for, if there's something that say you think, you know what, there's nothing on the menu, I like it, just ask the question, or if not, even make up your own. I mean, I'll give you an example. You go somewhere like Nando's as an example, it's a fantastic place. Now if you're on a diet, you can just go for the chicken breast and have a bit of salad. You know, you can still eat healthy, you know, you don't have to go for the chips and the rice and the bread all put together, you know, there's ways of doing it. By all means, you know, have it all if you want to, but if you want to go for an healthy option, there's always an healthy option, but it's, you know, it's whether you like it or not. And also, I'm talking about the healthy option, it's also the quantities you have it. Say, if I go and have a pizza, for instance, people go, oh my God, pizza. Now, if I just have a slice or two, it ain't gonna make me fat. But if I got, you know, if I have the whole thing and goes well above my calorie intake on that day, I'm already cheating, aren't I? Be careful with that. So I think that's more or less what we want to kind of like pass that message on.
I mean, also just to quickly add on, it also depends on the week that you've had. If you've been really strict on your diet, you've prepped your food, you've taken it, you've done all your training, a portion of chips is balanced. It's going to do you more good than harm if you've been on a low calorie, carbohydrate, low carb diet.
Be careful!
Absolutely, absolutely.
Don't go on to the chips all day. Oh, I've had a hard day this week, let's go with the chips.
Can't do it nightly. Don't do it because you think you deserve it. Do it because it's normal. But obviously if you've had a bad week, you've missed the gym, you've been buying food on the hop because you've not been prepped. At the weekend, that's when you need to pull it back. When you have control, you need to take it back. So it's a very important balance. Results basically a good week's worth of diet, good training, and make healthy options.
Yep, that's right, guys. So I hope answered a lot. We went into a lot of detail on this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed. So until next time, it's Carlos and
Mitch.
at Ask the Team once again. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Bye now.